Hey, good afternoon, folks. Today I want to share the work of what I call a major modern day philosopher. This has made a huge difference in my life. And her name's Byron Katie. I know, kind of a strange name for a woman, but that's her name. And the essence of her work, which she calls the work, is 4 simple questions. That's one thing I love about it. 4 simple questions. So nearly 25 years ago, my wife, let's call her Mary, told me she wanted a divorce. And Byron was actually speaking in person at a local conference. So I went, and there were about, 300 people in the ballroom. And she talked for a little bit, and then she said, well, so I'd like to do the work with some people. Who'd like to volunteer? And I shot my hand up right away. You might have a sense already that I like some adventure. And I was like, hell yes, let's go. So I got up on stage with her. And the first question, so it can be applied anytime you're having a stressful thought. Anytime you're pissed off about something. Anytime is, life's not going the way you think it should. So she said, well, what's your stressful thought? And I said, my wife Mary shouldn't be divorcing me. Is that true? That's her first question. Is that true? Yes, it's true. We have 2 young boys. I'm a great guy. Now, maybe back then I was a workaholic, worked too much, and all sorts of other things that, happened to not fully evolved 30-somethings. But the essence of it was like, yeah, she shouldn't be divorcing me. Second question. Can you absolutely know that that's true? To which I said, okay, I know I'm supposed to say no, but yes, I absolutely know that she shouldn't be divorcing me. And we all had a good laugh. And then she asked one more time, can you absolutely know it's true that your wife shouldn't be divorcing you? At which point I went, well, no, I can't absolutely know that it's true. Third question. Excuse my runny nose. How do you feel when you believe that thought? And the answer is, if I may say so, shitty. I feel terrible. I'm angry, sad. I feel betrayed. My dreams are being shattered of spending the rest of my life together with her. What's going on? Fourth question. Who would you be without that thought? Took me a while, but again, you get there eventually, you're like, well, yeah, I guess if I didn't have that thought, I'd probably feel better. So then comes the magic. So those are the 4 questions. Is it true? Can you absolutely know that it's true? How do you feel when you believe that thought? And who would you be without that thought? But then the magic is, she talks about, all right, now come up with some turnarounds. What? Turnarounds, the opposite of your stressful thought. I'm sorry. We'll edit that out. Mary should be divorcing me? Is that as true? Could that be as true as your original thought? Yeah, I guess. What's another turnaround, Kevin? I should be divorcing Mary? Could that be as true as your original thought? Yeah. So, it's simple. But again, that's what I love about it, and it's so true. Because I have actually printed out and brought with me some of her best quotes. So let me do her justice. So I got 3 of them. When I've got some young men down below the ski hill coming up. But anyway, so here's one quote. We don't have to like what happens to us. It's just easier if we do. And I should back up and go, the name of her book is called Loving What Is. And that's the essence of her philosophy, right? Just accept reality. Second quote, a thought is harmless unless we believe it. It's not our thoughts, but our attachment to our thoughts that causes suffering. Yeah. Finally, it's easier to love what is because it causes us pain and suffering when we argue with reality. Another one of her favorite lines, quotes, is, she goes, you can spend your lifetime trying to teach your cat to bark. You should believe it should bark if you put enough time in it. And at the end of all that time, the cat's going to simply look up at you and go, meow. Simple, but effective metaphor. So I refer to this not often enough, but certainly when I get really stressed out, I try and go, all right, 4 questions. And inevitably you realize it's your thoughts about something that is driving you crazy. And here I'll just invoke a phrase that I happened upon in the last few months. Forgiveness is releasing an expectation that is causing you to suffer. We all have expectations. In this case, I had an expectation that I would be married to Mary for the rest of my lives, our lives, and all sorts of other expectations. Well, is that what should have happened? Byron would say no, because it's not what happened. What happened is what should happen. That's reality. And the sooner we can embrace that and adjust to it, and even get our mind around that thought that maybe that is what should be happening, the better off we are, the more peace we feel. So hopefully that can help you in some way. All right, take care.